So in day 5 of the Los Angeles Chargers training camp, Khalil Mack stole the show. Quentin Johnson also caught another pair of touchdowns. He's up to 5 already. That's averaging a touchdown a day. That's remarkably impressive. But the pads come on and Khalil Mack shows out. Starts off the day with an 8-yard loss on Trey Lance, of course. He was going up against Ryan Nelson, a former UFL standout. But still, Mack, he made quick work of that. And then, of course, on second down, which was from the 38-yard line, so 2nd and 18, Lance took the snap. Mack beat Nelson again with speed to the outside, another sack, and a loss of 6 more yards. And all of a sudden, the offense is back to the 44-yard line, which makes things pretty difficult on Cameron Dicker. And on third down, it was a pass to Trey Harris on a comeback route to the left side. But he was well short of the first down, and Dicker ends up attempting a 53-yard kick and missing it. So the score goes to the defense there in that situation. And Derwin James specifically was praising Mack for being 34 years old and still going out there every single day, working as hard as ever, and especially his impact in the locker room on some of the younger players as well. Like Tarheeb Still, for example, who I remember I don't remember exactly the day, but I remember it was a Thursday. And he was like, see you Monday. He's like, hey, why aren't you going to be here tomorrow? And that's kind of how Mack has always operated, is he wants to win. And hopefully the fellow Charger players around him are going to be able to feed off of that, because this is a team that certainly needs it. They've got the roster. They've got the coaching staff. This is one of the better Charger teams on paper that they've had ever. I think that's even fair to say. And Jim Harbaugh, Justin Herbert, an elite defense that gave up the fewest points in football last season. And basically the same roster is back. Like, I get they lost Boza and they lost Ford and a couple of the guys on the defense, but they also gained a lot on the defense as well. I think this is a very, very deep defensive line, which we'll get into probably a little bit later. But Mack, he did certainly mull retirement after last season, but he eventually returned to the Chargers on a 1-year deal. He is entering his 12th season and 4th with the Chargers. He turned 34 in February. The question is going to be, how much does he have left in the tank? And Mack, even last season, I thought he didn't have necessarily the pass rush numbers of like a prime Khalil Mack, obviously, because he's getting up there. But he still led Los Angeles in pass rush win rate, guys. And he's also very good in the run game, which is something that he doesn't get enough credit for. As we think of Khalil Mack, we think of a double-digit sack monster, but he's elite in the run game. Like, it's Khalil Mack, man. That's what he does best to this point in his career. And 2023 was a career year for Mack as well. And then he did get hurt back in, week 9 against the Browns? So injuries happen, things like that. He played through it. But, Mack is as valuable to the Chargers as anyone, I'd say, outside of Justin Herbert, just because he's like the future, the franchise future. He's the franchise quarterback. Like, this is his team. But outside of Herbert, you could argue like Rashawn Slater, Joe Alt, but I'm talking about Khalil Mack. He's just so impactful to this team and this organization, this franchise, and that's why they made sure that he didn't retire and he came back for one season, because the Chargers feel as if they're right there, and I do too as a fan. We've been talking about it, man. I think this is the Chargers' year to win the division and to make a playoff run, and I get we've been saying that, and trust me, like I've been saying that even during the last regime, but now this is Jim Harbaugh, man. Harbaugh with the Niners, they're what, a 7-win team, and then they go to the NFC Championship, and then they go to the Super Bowl the year after that, and this Charger team it's legit, man. And they're going to have a big-time season, but it starts right now in camp, of course, and trying to figure out who's best where and to sort of gain that chemistry together. Outside of Khalil Mack, though, I don't want to spend the whole video talking about him. Rookie cornerback Trequezie Bridges, who I'm very high on, man. Of course, they got him in the 7th round. He didn't have a good start to camp. He got beat by Quentin Johnston on Monday, so literally the day before this. He gets beat for a 58-yard touchdown by Johnston down the left sideline. And then on Tuesday, Bridges made 3 plays while in isolation in the deep part of the field, including an interception. On the first play, Bridges was in coverage on receiver Brendan Rice, who ran a go route down the right sideline. The offensive line's protection was outstanding, and rookie quarterback DJ Uiagalelei, I definitely probably butchered that. Bear with me, I'm not a college football guy at all. But of course, he had plenty of time. He saw Rice one-on-one with Bridges and heaved a deep ball downfield. Bridges stayed tight on Rice and challenged the throw, forcing the incompletion. On the second play, Bridges was in coverage on receiver Jalen Reagor. The reserve defense was facing the starting offense. Justin Herbert set up at the 35-yard line. Bridges was one-on-one with Reagor, who ran a go route down the right sideline. Herbert threw to Reagor. In the end zone, Bridges undercut the route, tipped the ball with his right hand, and came down with a pick. It's a very impressive play. I mean, that's right now Reagor is a starting receiver, and that's Justin Herbert. So for a second-round rookie picking off Herbert, very, very impressive, especially the type of acrobatic play that he made. The third play came in the 2-minute drill. Taylor Heinicke was at quarterback with a third-team offense. The offense set up at the 50-yard line with 50 seconds on the clock. On the first play of the drive, Bridges was one-on-one with rookie receiver Devon Campbell, who ran a go route. Heinicke threw the deep ball. Bridges was again in perfect position and leapt to break up the pass. And then we'll skip over that. He had an amazing day. Derwin James said of Bridges, "I told him, don't forget this feeling. Remember how this day felt coming off the field." Johnson had 2 more receiving touchdown catches in Tuesday's practice. He now has 5 total in 5 training camp practices. Both of his touchdowns Tuesday came in a red zone period while working with the first-team offense, facing the first-team defense. Johnston beat Cam Hart on a dig route for a 20-yard touchdown. Later in the period, he found space on a slant for a 5-yard touchdown. It's just interesting because a dig route is really one of my favorite just route technique type of ones in football. So he runs that, and then he just runs a slant, 5-yard slant. And with his size, and I mean, not that Johnson's the best 50-50 type of guy, but just when you've got that type of size on you and strength, you're going to be an absolute nightmare down in the red zone for these DBs to have to deal with. Like, who realistically is stopping Quentin Johnson when there's 5 yards to go and Herbert's looking for him? Like, nobody, right? So hopefully we can see more of that too. And then it just talks about Johnston's chemistry with Herbert is growing. That's very interesting because it's something we just don't really think about, is because of Mike Williams retiring and because of like Trey Harris getting to camp a little bit late, and then even beyond that, of course, the other rookie receiver, Keandre Lambert-Smith, dealing with an injury, getting up to speed slowly here. That forces Johnson to be with the first team and to get more and more reps and more opportunities. And this is his 3rd year. So him and Herbert have a strong bond, and that definitely means something as well. I mean, there's nothing just more fun to watch in football than a quarterback and a receiver on the same page. Like Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase. Like, I can't think of anything more exciting in football than seeing those guys go to work together, man. It's a lot of fun. As we know, I mean, the Chargers did beat the Bengals, but still, it was a fun game for sure. A lot of offense in that one, as we knew it would be. Rookie defensive lineman Jamari Caldwell continues to work with the 3rd team, but the 3rd-round pick flashed with the pads on Tuesday. He had a sack and 11-on-11 drills, beating center Josh Kaltenberger by exploding off the line. Caldwell has real pass rush capability. His short area quickness makes him a threat to get to the quarterback. This is someone we've been talking about a lot, is Caldwell. He's got so much potential, and he just seems like he's ready to go right away. But defensive line for the Chargers is going to be tough to crack. There's a lot of good players on it. So, of course, he'll get his chance one day.